Hey, what's going on, Flash Mob? It's your boy Flash, and I'm back again with another video. If you guys have been following my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that HoneyBook has been the primary CRM that I personally use to run my entire video production company. And the reason why I decided to stick with them for this long is because they just continue to innovate and bring new features to the table that helps me do what I gotta do on the back end of my business. And something that they just made a major overhaul to was the client portal. We're gonna look at what's new and talk about how it makes your everyday interaction with your clients that much easier. And for any of you that are interested in getting started with HoneyBook, I'll leave a 30% discount in the description. So what is the client portal? So if I were to explain what the client portal is, it's basically an all-in-one hub where clients can view and interact with everything related to their project or booking, all in one place. Basically, it's like having a web page built specifically for them. The Client Hub includes things like proposals, invoices, contracts. Clients can view, sign, and pay directly. Project timelines, so track important dates and milestones. Messaging threads, which keeps all communication centralized. And of course, things like files and questionnaires where they can upload and receive documents without email clutter. And one of the things that I love the most is the branding experience. They come in there, you use your colors, your logos, and everything so they feel like this is specifically done by you for them. Let's actually hop over to HoneyBook and look at some of these new pages that they created. Okay, so right away on this overview page, you can see it has the title of the name of the project that you're working on. It gives you a bit of the project details right here in the middle, as well as your messages thread with the client. You got some tabs on the left-hand side here. It shows you who's involved with this project. So that's pretty much you and the client in most cases. And everything here just makes sense. And what I really love that HoneyBook decided to do was allow you to customize this page a little bit. So depending on what your company's brand colors are, you can choose your fonts, you can add your logos, you can even change this little banner up here to make it something specific to what you and that client is working on. It's entirely up to you to make sure that this page represents your business and gives that client the feeling that they're a part of your own personal portal. So I really like that. If you scroll down a little bit more on this page, what you're going to see is your tasks and your active files at the very top here. So anything that you've created for the client to do and you assign it to them, it'll show up in this little task area, which is great. And if you have any active files, so let's say you have a booking file, maybe you have something else that's kind of going on, all those kind of things are going to show up over here. And then of course, they can go directly to the task or go directly to the files with these little buttons here. And something new that they also introduced with these bookmarks that we'll talk a little bit about here. Pretty much if you send them a link or anything like that and you bookmark it so that as like a reference or something for them to look at, or they want to send you a reference to look at, this is where these are going to live here. And then of course, any type of notes that you have going on, those are also here on this page. This is all just on the overview. And again, this is great because everything that the client needs to see, like if they open this up and anything is happening, is all going to show up right here on your overview page. So let's click on where it says activity. Now this page is kind of cool as well because this is where you keep all of your communication with the client. So any conversations that you have, any new emails that you're starting, everything is going to show up here. Any recent activity or anything like that, that's all going to be showing up on this page. So think about this page like the direct communication from your client to you. So this is exactly how they're going to see it. So continuing with this activity page, let's say the client wants to actually send you a new email. They can click on a new email. They'll get a page that looks like this. They can reply to the chain that you guys been having before. So if you see the subject, read client portal login, or if you want to start a new email, they can also do that here. But all the functions that you would kind of be familiar with if you are using HoneyBook, this is now the same type of look and feel that your client is going to get when they want to email you. So really simple way to do things. And of course, they can add attachments, they can add links, they can, make it bold, change the fonts, whatever the hell they want to do. All of that's available here. The next new tab here is going to be your tasks. And just like we said before, if you create anything that you need the client to review or take action on, that's where this is going to show up. So as you guys can see here, it's review the vision board. And then you can add a due date. You can, categorize it as well. All those kind of things are done in this page. And it's great because it allows you to send out the information that you need your clients to actually do. And it holds them accountable by giving them a date and a time and everything of when it needs to be done by. And then when the client has actually finished the task, they can actually click here to complete it. And then that shows up on your end. Absolutely amazing. Love that part. The next tab is files. Now, for me, again, this is a pretty simple page, and this is what you're going to find here. Basically, any active project files or bookmarks will also show up here. If there's any images or attachments that the client either uploads for you to see or vice versa, that's going to show up here as well. They also get an up-to-date status view of how their files are going. So for example, if you send them a brochure where they need to actually select something, it'll let them see where they left off. So like maybe they didn't look at the contract yet. Maybe they looked at the contract, but they didn't make their first payment or sign the agreement. That's where they can find these type of files to kind of keep moving them along the chain when it's time for them to make some actions happen. And I really love this idea of giving the clients the ability to upload files, because let's say, for example, you need them to send you their logos or maybe some headshots or things like that. Instead of trying to get them to send it through an email and do all that rigmarole, they go into their client portal, they go to files, and they upload everything that you need there. And in that way, it's in a location where both you and the client can see it at any time. So yeah, as you guys can probably tell from my change of shirt, it's another day. But I was actually sitting down here editing this video that you're watching right now. Is actually another thing that I really wanted to mention about bookmarks. The line of work that I do as a cinematographer, clients always have these references that they may have seen or heard of that they want to share with me. And the way that it used to happen before was essentially the client would send me links that they might find via Instagram. So they'll DM me on Instagram. Maybe they'll send me a link through, I don't know, iMessage, maybe they'll email some, and basically they're all over the place. The problem with that, when it's time to actually start doing the work and I want to go find these references, I'm looking in 4 or 5 different places to find those links. With your bookmarks now, you could tell your clients to open your client portal, save all the links that they want as references in there, and that way when you're ready to start working on their project, you go to one centralized location, find all the links and bookmarks that you're looking for, and get started right away. Amazing. I think just basically based off of everything that I do from a pre-production standpoint, this is one of the more powerful tools that I'll be utilizing moving forward. The payment tab is probably my favorite tab because, I mean, I like getting paid. And I think it's especially good for retainer clients because let's say, for example, they want to know when their due date is on, on their next invoice. This is where they'll come. If they want to see how much they've spent so far with you for the year, this is where they'll come. And all of your upcoming or recent invoices, if they want to review it or, download it for tax purposes or whatever, instead of you taking your time to go find all of those, download it, and then send it to the client, you can direct them directly to their client portal now. They can get this information, download, view, or do whatever they need with the invoices without you having to do anything else. Fantastic. And finally, let's talk about the notes section. I remember when I first got started with HoneyBooks and I noticed how these notes work, I thought it was amazing because I would be on a call with a client, I'll have the notes open and I'll be taking notes as we go along here. And everything that is specific to that client and their project was in one central location instead of me using something like Apple Notes or whatever to kind of try to put it all together in these different places. So notes was a breakthrough feature for me and my business. And now they make it easier for the client to also interact with notes. So basically, let's say you take some notes on the call about what the client needs for their project. You can then share it with the client, ensure that they also have a copy of what you guys talked about. So any miscommunication that may have or could potentially have happened is completely eliminated. Now, I know a lot of you might be saying like, why does this even matter? For me, holding the client's hand throughout the entire process became kind of annoying. With tools like this in HoneyBook, it gives the client an easy to manage space where they can also keep up with what's happening within the project and be held accountable. And also making it easy for clients to work with you makes it easy for clients to stay with you. If you guys have any more questions about how this works or any other HoneyBook related questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And for anybody else that's looking for a great place to learn how to improve their video production skills, go ahead and check out Filmmaker Pro. The link will also be in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this helped. And as always, remember to look, learn, and share. Take it easy, guys. Peace.